Deebo Samuel doing Deebo Samuel things tonight on Thursday Night Football. Deebo Samuel season is upon us. Moonman season is upon us, and this man caught 6 receptions for 129 and a touchdown. And I'm telling you right now, I have a great vibe about Deebo going forward. He did hit the turf, looked like a little bit of a rib injury, and then he went back into the game and caught a touchdown strike from his boy Brock Purdy. Feeling really good about Deebo move forward. Feeling wide receiver 1 good about Deebo Samuel moving forward. We're going to break down this game, talk about anything else you got going on. Entering week number 3, the Fantasy Football Show, Thursday Night Football, Niners Beat the Giants show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot to talk about. First and foremost, the reactions to this Thursday night, I don't want to say battle. The Giants held their own at times, and the Niners should actually have had more than 30 points when you really break it all down. But 30-12, Niners rout the Giants. We knew this was probably going to happen. No Saquon Barkley, no likelihood of probably hanging in this game and playing very, very, very tough football, at least for 4 quarters. At times, could they do something? Could they make some kind of move, try and stay in the game? Possibly. But at the end of the day, and the Niners were a good survivor pick last week. They were a good survivor pick this week. But the Niners rout the Giants. And if we pull up the both game logs right here, we can tackle this and break it down real quickly and then get into some of the questions. I know we're going to have some super chats flying in here, and we're going to open the phone lines. And maybe, if we have time, we might do a draft. A week number 3 Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty draft. If you want to be a part of that draft, I can't promise we do it. If we have time, we definitely will. There are some very short drafts that are 6 rounds, 6 drafters, so they go really quick. I'm going to drop the link right now. Underdog will match up to $100 in your first deposit. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100 by using code Smitty or the link that I just dropped in the live chat right now. And I'm going to pin said link right now so that you all can join and get signed up ahead of time, so you're not trying to scramble to get in. So hit that. Let me see if I can pin this real quick. Pinning the link right now. Promo code Smitty. Okay, it's pinned. It's also in the description of every video. So get in, buckle up, saddle up. It's Deebo season, ladies and gentlemen. The box scores are right in front of you. Christian McCaffrey had a nice day. 85 yards on the ground, 4.7 a pop, 1 touchdown. He also pulled in 4 receptions. Let me get this out of the way. He pulled in 4 receptions. Oh, no, 5. 5 for 34. Kittle had a nice little night. Didn't have a touchdown. Could have been a lot better for anybody that was hoping for that score. 7 receptions for 90 yards. Nice little outing. Deebo, 129-1. And this guy, Ronnie Bell's a dog. I don't know that he's got much of a 2023 consistent outlook in front of him at all, because Ayuk's going to come back. Ayuk could have played this game if it was a Sunday game, but because of the short turnaround on a Thursday night coming off a Sunday, there wasn't a chance of Ayuk going out there and potentially risking his clavicle, which at the AC joint, right where the clavicle attaches to the shoulder, there's some soreness and an injury there, and there's no stability there, and there's a chance of really suffering a long-term injury if you play on that kind of thing without getting it healed up. So he sat out as a precautionary measure, the right move. And this guy, Ronnie Bell, comes in and does some pretty good work. 2 of 24 and 1 TD, and those numbers don't really do him justice because he looked absolutely magnificent on the field. And he looked great in the preseason. He's looked good. I don't know how there's no room for him. Brock Purdy doesn't throw enough. He throws a solid amount, obviously, 310 and 2 touchdowns, but that's not every week. This is against the Giants, who are beat up. They don't have any run game. They can't have any sort of ball control established. So it was a nice opportunity to throw for 300 yards and 2+ touchdowns. I started Purdy in a few leagues as my super flex, and he was an absolute slam dunk of a play in super flex formats. And really, in Joe Burrow dilemmas, he was a good play as well, because this was a Giants matchup against a beat-up team that was not going to play ball control football. And so you knew that Purdy had a nice shot at 200 yards. Maybe not 300 yards. He did get 310. But you knew it was like 250, 260, 270, and a really good shot at 2 touchdowns. And he was really, really good in Superflex. Fantastic play in Superflex. Deebo season is here.
The Moon Man.
Deebo season's here.
In outer space.
Anthony Richards season's here. Gibbs seasons will be here this coming week, here in week 3. Hall could be a week away, maybe not. I think people that bench Hall this week for mediocre options will be sorry they did so. These are all players I think are absolutely phenomenal. This is the in-season, not the off-season, not the changed off-season, not the, let's wipe everything out. This is the new in-season go-forward Moonman list that is different from the others. And if anybody has a problem with me creating new and fresh and constantly updated content during the season, then I don't know what to tell you. There are people that have such a problem with the fact that we have a running go-forward in-season Moonman list. It's like it's not a lot of people, just a handful, about 5-6 loud people that don't understand the concept. They're just sitting there, and I'm not going to rename it. Everyone's like, don't name it Moonman and Marsman. Name it something else then. But I'm not, because this is the premise of the show. This is what we look to. It says right here, in-season Moonman list. This is not the preseason Moonman list. This is not the right before your draft Moonman list. This is the in-season go-forward Moonman list. And I'm not renaming it. I'm not renaming it at all, because this is the concept. All you need to know is it's go forward and in season. All you need to know, a lot of these names were on the old Moonman list anyway. Deebo Samuel was on the Moonman list. Okay? And Scuba Steve, Scuba, you got 30 seconds, pal. I'm in the middle of a monologue here. 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty, sorry, man. I've been trying to call you up. I'm 2-0 in one league. I wanted to know if what's your read on Joshua Kelley? So I have good starters. Is this guy somebody that like he's still like a good bench stash, or should I be adding somebody like Kareem Hunt, or like just looking at like some of these other guys? I want to get your thoughts.
I really, really think he has a bounce back week, because you want to know why? Because people are going to bench him, and because people are going to bench him, he's going to go nuts. That's the way fantasy football logic works. The balancing of things. And he had a tough matchup. He had a high expectation. The expectation's low now. We know that they're going to run the football. They're going to probably do a lot better job. I do think he's a pretty good play this week. I don't think Kareem Hunt, I don't know why everybody's grabbing Kareem Hunt, acting like Kareem Hunt's just the answer. It'll take Kareem Hunt some time. I think he could definitely potentially be in a starter role at some point if Ford gets hurt or craps the bed. But Ford is the starter. Yep. Ford's the starter. Hunt's a backup. I'm not saying that Kelley's not a backup too, but Kelley was in the Algier backup bucket, which was usable flex play, even as a backup, because of the dynamic dual running back threat offensive setup that both the Falcons and the Chargers are deploying. Falcons, because that's how they roll. They run the ball 570 plus times a year. There's room for 3 running backs in the Falcons system, which is the funniest part about why anybody shied away from Bijan at all when they ran the ball 569 times last year. So 569 times, let's take away 225, 240. That means Algier could have a season, a really good season. And the same thing for Kellen Moore's offense. We saw it in Dallas with Pollard and Pollard and Zeke. And now we're going to see it with Eckler and Kelley to a degree, not to a degree that necessarily makes, Eckler a lesser running back. Just that they want to keep Eckler fresh. They want to keep another body out there, rotating, keeping defenses honest. And that's just how Kellen Moore runs his systems. I do think Eckler's a great buy low. I think Eckler was a total avoid on draft day. I think now is the time to swoop in and grab him. JT was a total avoid on draft day. Now is the time to swoop in and grab him. That's the nature of fantasy football. This whole, you're wishy-washy, you're flip-flopping. No, that's called adjusting and adapting. That's watching everybody spend their top dollar on JT in an auction draft using draft capital, watching somebody draft Austin Eckler at 5 overall and sell them for a late second round type value or even top of round 3 type value. That's called wheeling and dealing, son. And we're doing it live. Okay. Scuba, don't feel afraid to use them, but I'm not saying I don't know your options totally. Like Hunt, no.
So my options real quick, I'll try to tell you. Right now I'm using James Cook. So and at my flex right now I have Ridley, so he would be on my bench. And the only reason why, like I said, I was just asking was because I have like Kenneth Gainwell and like Roschon Johnson. They're also on like the waiver wire too. So I didn't know if like just keep Kelley, and then like if Austin Eckler ends up coming back, if I should be adding like a guy like Gainwell who could still like get like the number one job, or like Roschon, because I also
can I ask you can I ask you a question? Yep. I know there's a lot of people, and I'm not saying it's not possible, no bro. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I feel like there's a lot of people, and we're not going to name drop other channels in here. We don't do that, but I feel like there's got to be a couple like mainstream platforms that are saying that Gainwell is going to get the job back or something, because there's a astronomical amount of people coming in and going, well, Gainwell still has a shot to get the job back. How does Gainwell have a shot to get the job back? Maybe I'm blinded by the DeAndre Swift explosion that happened on everybody's TV screen and phone and tablet in week number 2, where he had 170 yards and a touchdown. I don't know. Last time I checked, he exploded. And last time I checked, Gainwell hasn't. So I don't really understand this whole Gainwell gets his job back thing. I don't get it at all.
Well, I can tell you real quick. It's been on like ESPN, like when they put like their video profiles. They said that Gainwell might have a chance. And Smitty, the reason why I was calling about Joshua Kelley is because they're the ones that are saying that, like, they post like their videos that Joshua Kelley, he looks like he's like an average running back, and like when he has like the volume,
he is.
Like, that's why I just wanted to call in and get.
He is an average running back. Yeah, he is an average running back, but he's the backup. He's the backup, but he's also the starting running back in a high octane system that's going to shovel work to him, just like they did, like an average running back in a scenario where Austin Eckler is getting a ton of defensive attention, and you even sometimes have him on the field at the same time. You could game plan around that. But Kelley coming in, what does a change of pace back do? They come in when the running back comes out, they need a breather, and the defense is a lot of the time expecting a passing type of situation. They hand the ball off to the running back. He rips off 7 yards instead of 5 because the defense is. That's why a lot of change of pace backs look so good. They're getting that like really nice, ripe type of play calling that's just very conducive to big gains and less defensive attention, less stacked boxes. So let's not pretend that, Kelley wasn't getting gifted when Eckler was healthy some very, very good scenarios and situations. But at the end of the day, Kelley is an average running back. He is not an elite running back. At the end of the day, Kareem Hunt, maybe at one point he was an elite running back in Kansas City, and there could have been a little bit of time after, after his hiatus and rapture from the NFL and all the stuff that he went through off the field. There's maybe a time where he could have maybe reclaimed elite running back status, but at his current form right now, at his shape-shifting, I am a backup running back, nobody signed me all offseason long form, he's no different than Joshua Kelley. Joshua Kelley's better than Kareem Hunt in Kareem Hunt's current form and state. Like, everyone wants to remember Kareem Hunt's old version of himself. And Scuba, I'm trying to be a little bit more open-minded with some of the things that I say sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes I will say, is there a world where Kareem Hunt could be better than Joshua Kelley? Absolutely. There is that world. That world does exist. There is a Spider-Verse somewhere out there that has that potential situation mapped out, ready to go. Very, very much possible. Situation's king. Sometimes Joshua Kelley's situation He looks like a better running back than he is. And perception's reality. So if Joshua Kelley's in a high octane system that's going to feed him the ball and he's going to rip off 4.5 yards per carry, he will look like a better running back than he is. But situation is tied to player. You cannot separate them. My final answer, and then I got to jump to the next phone call. This is the longest 30-second call that you've ever had in your life, Scuba.
Hey, it's all right.
Scuba.
I'll call in on a later time.
Don't apologize for being you, Scuba. Scuba. You let me deal with you. You don't deal with yourself, okay? You're fine. I'll kick you off when I'm ready. Okay. You pose a very good question that was it warranted a long answer from me because a lot of people are desiring this potential content and answer. So that's why I decided to go with it longer. Don't apologize for being Scuba. You're Scuba Steve. You can do anything you set your mind to. Whether that's calling into a 30-second phone call and making it 5 minutes, if that's your goal, you just accomplished it, young man. Nice job. Good topic. Final answer.
All right.
Final answer.
Hey.
Kelley's better than Hunt.
Right,
could it change? Sure. But Kelley is better than Hunt. Okay. Kelley is in a better situation. They're both sharing carries. Kelley's currently going to start for at least 1 week, maybe 2, maybe more. All right. Appreciate you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. If you're doing more call-ins later, I'll call in because I have another play I want to ask you about, but I'll wait till later on, all right?
All right, later, Scuba. Okay, if I could have my phone callers hold, please. I got to get through some of these super chats, and then I will slam on over and help you guys. So hang tight for me, please. Appreciate you. Avi with the $2 hauler, first super chat of the day, gets a standing O. Avi, appreciate you coming in strong with a super. Let's see here. I traded Fields, Javonte Williams, and Kyron for Mahomes. So you're in a grandma league, Avi. That's a smash, home run, slam dunk, nice work. Way to take advantage. That grandma's never going to bake you cookies again, pal. Okay, let's just say that. $10 hauler here from what's his name? KB82. What a monster coming in with a 10 wad. I have Bijan, Etienne, Walker, Ridley, Nakua, McLaurin. Should I try and sneak Dell into this lineup, 10-team league? Into this lineup right here? Look, I'm not opposed to Dell or McLaurin or Dell. If you want me to sit here and say I know which one's outscoring the other, I can't do that. I would be lying to you. I love Tank Dell. Little Tank Dell is one of my favorite up-and-coming wide receivers that everybody loves to doubt. But McLaurin's capable at any moment of doing previous McLaurin things. I guess I lean Dell slightly. Does the chat agree, or are we going with McLaurin here? I don't know. I think Dell looked phenomenal, and I'm excited about him, and I kind of want to roll Little Tank Dell, but that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. This one's from Gilbert. Gilbert, actually, Avi wasn't the first super chatter. I give Avi a standing ovation when he was one of the most recent super chatters. I'm sorry. Let me give Finn's Fanatic the standing O. That was the first super chat. That's on me. I'm sorry, Finn's. Finn's drop Charbonnet for A-Chain. Even Steven, from the perspective of you don't own any of the starters, there's no cuffing need here. If you own Walker, you have to have Charbonnet. Do I like Charbonnet a little bit more for the long term? Yes. Do I like A-Chain a little bit more for the now? Yes. Do I love them both near equal though? Yes. Do I want both of them? My answer is roster both of them, figure it out, do it live. Gilbert with a $5 hauler. Gilbert, appreciate you, buddy boy, buddy pal. 2-0, 10-team, 0.5, Love, Lamb, Ridley, Fields, Walker, upgrade tight end, move, stand down. I mean, look, you've got amazing RBs, probably one of the best crew you could probably have considering the receivers you have with Lamb and Ridley. There's not much to do here. Walker, unbelievable squad. Love is your starter. Go to the quarterback needy team. See if you can pawn off of Fields. I think I'd probably keep Fields and Love with your team. You don't necessarily need to do any upgrades. Maybe you give Swift and Fields, Swift and Love for Hurts, maybe. Something like that. And that might even be an overpay if you go, well, no, I'd do that. For your team, Mahomes or Hurts might just hand you a championship. Tight end? I don't know. If you could get Kelsey using potentially Goddard and Swift, Goddard and Walker, why not? Why not? If maybe the Kelsey owner's hurting at quarterback too, you throw in Fields. That would be a smash. And you take your team straight to the championship, bro. You'd be waiting for your opponent. Just sitting there saying, when's the opponent coming? I'm sitting here with Mahomes. I'm just sitting here waiting, twiddling my thumbs. $2 hauler, Hall or JT rest of season. That's one of those situations, bro, that I honestly feel I'm on the fence on. Because JT's got as much risk as Hall. Literally, maybe more moving parts than Hall. Maybe he has a better situation, though, and he's worth the risk. I'd have to say, not to give you a double talk answer, bro, but sometimes I could force an answer and lie to you, or I could tell you the truth. The truth is, if I had 2 leagues side by side, I want JT in one, I will want Hall in another. And to further complicate matters and confuse you, if I had 3 leagues side by side, everything the same, and I had a chance to get JT in one, Kamara in one, and Hall in one, I would do it like that. And to further complicate and make things absolutely crazy in your mind right now and make you run circles around, hey, did I even get any help? I'm more confused than before. Maybe the $1.99 hauler should have been a $5.99. Maybe Smitty would have taken some more love and care. No, I wouldn't, because this advice would stand. If I had 4 leagues side by side, I would draft or acquire or hold JT in one, Gibbs in one, Hall in one, and Kamara in the other. Those 4 running backs have that kind of appeal to me, where they side by side have very, very similar values. So, Lewis, it's a great question, and I'm sorry, sometimes the world does not have an answer for us, and sometimes that's good, because now you have 4 options. And for all the people watching out there thinking I need to get into an RB room right now and just dismantle somebody's RB room, take it with me and take it into my own room, there you go. 4 players potentially that have the same value. And if you want running backs, there's 4 different options for you, and go do it live. Let's see here. Smitty, should I trade my Kamara for Christian Watson? I have Bijan, Hall, Roshan, Tank, Ridley, Olave, T-Law, Love, and Ertz. Should I trade my Kamara for Christian Watson? Absolutely not. I love Christian Watson, but you're buying him very high. He's literally not played yet, and his owners are literally giving him away. And I don't know that you're going to be able to get a deal done now, though, because you might have already entertained this conversation. And once you open the door to that value, that owner is going to hang on to it. You know, you should have been laughing at him and saying, Christian Watson, he hasn't played at all, even though we quietly know he could be a top 12 wide receiver. But Kamara could be a top 10 running back in a running back climate that's way more lacking of elite talent than the wide receiver climate. You know what I'm saying? Should I start Love instead of Law? Both Law Dog and Love are good plays. I think Love has earned it at this point, but you have trade bait there, Lewis, as well. And before I get to the next super chat, which will be Kilpatrick, and then Tyler, and then looks like Z, and then we got Tyler again, and Alton, and Aaron, and all that. Let me go to these 2 phone callers. Guys, I can't keep you on too long. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. If your topic is interesting, I might go a little over, but you have 30 seconds to ask it, and then I'll decide whether we keep talking about it. Rivero? Live. You're live.
Yo.
Yeah. Good talk so far, bro. 19 seconds. Rivero, you're sharp in the bed, hardcore, bro. You got 12 seconds.
Yo, sorry, buddy. Well,
don't apologize to me.
I just wanted to say something, bro. You know, the night that Nick Chubb went down, the Nick Chubb owner came to me, and I had the second waiver priority, and I picked up Jerome Ford. And I wanted to say that he offered me Jonathan Taylor for Ford, and I hit that set button real quick.
Did the veto please come looking for you when you took Jonathan Taylor away?
So there was a controversial discussion yesterday morning, and they were saying like how value this, value that, and I told them like, hey, you know, nobody knew that Kareem Hunt was gonna get signed, right? And
Didn't
the
matter.
trade went down.
Didn't change much,
the very
bro.
same night that Chubb went down, so nobody knew. But in the end of the day, man, I got JT on my team, so.
Congrats, bro. Congrats on Rob. That friend will never talk to you again. All right, Rivero, appreciate you. Nice win.
Thanks, bro. Bro.
Nice brag. Good job, pal. Tennessee, Mike, you got 30.
Yo, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Hey, the fantasy football family, we got 524 watchers in here, 72 likes, baby. Hit that like button for Smitty.
Look at this, man.
I wanted to thank you for yesterday on the advice for T-Law. for Swift, and actually I got him to throw in Hunt as well. I know he's just a backup, but I needed some help on my running room.
What was the trade?
Would you start? It was because I have Jordan Love as my starter. I traded Trevor Lawrence for Swift and Hunt.
Trevor Lawrence for Swift and Hunt.
Yes,
Trevor
sir.
Lawrence for Swift and Hunt. And yeah, you got who's your other quarterback? You said
Jordan Love.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah. That's
hey,
good. That's good
would you
work.
start Swift over Gibbs or Walker, or just put him as my flex?
Gibbs or Walker? I mean flex, but who you sitting? If you go Gibbs, Walker, Swift, who's the guy you're putting on the bench?
Garrett Wilson.
For now, that's okay. Yeah, for now.
Yeah,
I like Garrett Wilson, but
I got CeeDee Lamb, and I can start Zay Flowers or Addison over Garrett Wilson.
you might want to go do another 2-for-1. But you don't have to. The depth is nice, and you got a really good team. But it's gonna be hard. Each week you're gonna miss this every time. But hey, appreciate you, Tennessee Mike. Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, I got a 12-man PPR. A lot of guys aren't wanting to pick up Garrett Wilson because of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean obviously.
Yeah. So.
I mean he went from a 3 to 5 wide receiver down. I mean that's just the nature of when you lose your quarterback. But if Joe Burrow is out, Jamar Chase is no longer in the top 3 wide receivers. He's not until Burrow's back. And I don't know how far we drop him. That's a rabbit hole. Nobody knows how far down it goes. We've seen guys like Antonio Brown in the past, back when Big Ben would laser lock on Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown was by far the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. We would see Big Ben go down or miss like 2-3 games, and Antonio Brown wasn't even a wide receiver 1. And it wasn't that he wasn't a wide. It wasn't like Big Ben absolutely made him, but there was no ability for him to get his talent pulled out at all. And the same thing would happen with Chase to a degree. Chase is not, just like if Tua goes down, that Waddle and Hill will lose touchdown production. Maybe their yardage will still be there, but no matter what, when you lose your starting quarterback and there's not a viable, competent backup, if Josh Allen goes down, Diggs is going to drop so much. Everybody would. But the thing about Garrett Wilson that's nice is that he survived this last year. He had 1,000 yards, a really good season. And so far, he scored 2 touchdowns in 2 games. And given that he's no longer valued anywhere near his old top 3 to 5 wide receiver value, you could steal this man away. You could steal him away. And you're even benching him, which is understandable in your situation, but it just goes to show that there's a lot of opportunity without very much risk at all in terms of acquiring Garrett Wilson right now. All right, hey, I gotta go, Tennessee. Appreciate you, man. Call back in if we open the phone lines again. All right, hang tight. I got two or three callers still sitting there. Hang tight. Let me get through a couple of these. Stop defending the Moon Man list. Seriously, bro. It kicks butt. The hell with the sacks questioning it. Thank you, Bill. I feel like I can defend it. It's not a big deal. And I don't think it's like I'm not wasting my breath to the point where I feel like I'm not doing good work or focusing on what I need to focus on. But I appreciate you defending me, defending it. You know what I'm saying? Trade Gibbs for Saquon. I think this is an old message, but you're not trading Gibbs for Saquon. I don't even know if I answered that. I put that on the stream before I left. But you're definitely not trading Gibbs for Saquon. I wouldn't do it. I got these haulers right here on screen. Kilpatrick with a 10 spot. Mr. Smithers, Shady Season, original and updated Moon Men list is popping off. Barring injury, he's number 1. Don't at me. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about here? Who are you talking about? Deebo? Who are you talking about here? Appreciate you, Kilpatrick. Thank you for dropping the $10 watt on screen. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if people don't like that the Moon Men list has an in-season version. It's like saying to somebody, hey, I'm mad at you for making a part 2 movie of my favorite movie. I just don't want you to conclude or do anything else with it. Like, why would you go out and make a part 2? Why would you take my favorite movie and make a second version of it? Why would you maybe make a part 3? Like, I don't need to defend it, but I will yell about it. Start Pittman or Josh Reynolds. Probably Pittman, my guy. But both are good options. I mean, Reynolds is pretty decent right now, but I would definitely start Pittman at this moment with those two options. Yo, Smitty, I'm weak at tight end. I'm starting Cole Kmet and Musgrave on the bench, Freiermuth and Ferguson on waivers. Yeah, that's a tough one, bro. I'd say Ferguson. Ferguson is getting a lot of targets. He's kind of the quiet, crafty one. Muth is hard to not pick up and play just for namesake, but like at what point do you, like, look at Pitts right now. Kyle Pitts is dead to all of us. Like, he gets cut. I don't even know if I pick him up. I really don't know if I pick him up. I probably would, because I think I'd still be influenced by the potential what if, but like, it depends on my situation too. Musgrave's a solid talent as well. Komet's dependent on Fields and could pop off and do well. We'll see about that, but right now you don't gamble on that when you've got these options. Musgrave's a dog, 6'5", 250 plus pounds. Might even be 6'6". This guy's a big beast. And I think he's going to do really, really well this year as he progresses. But I would say I lean toward Ferguson for right now in this moment in time. Kilpatrick, appreciate you very much, my man. Start Pittman or Reynolds. I got that one out of the way from Tyler. And this one here from the Muth Meister. Okay, I think we're good there. Let me just drag these $20 super chats on screen real quick. $20 super chats get immediate attention. And then I'll go straight to the two callers that are holding. We've got Gone Rogue with a $20 hauler. I appreciate you, Gone Rogue, for dropping that wad. I've got George with a $20 hauler. Tony Turley, our Tony the Tiger attorney, is in here. I love it. Been a long time, Smitty. Your thoughts on a trade offer? Dynasty. Tony, glad to see you, pal. We need you to call in regarding any sort of, I don't know if I could think up a legal situation right now that we could discuss, but maybe tomorrow night, maybe the next night. We're live 8 p.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday, Tony. We need to, I'll text you. Your thoughts on this trade offer? Dynasty, giving up Sam Laporta and a second, getting Christian Watson and a third. Obviously, position of need matters, but I don't even know if I needed a tight end badly that I would allow myself to just fold to the position of need on this. Christian Watson for me. And you have Kincaid anyway, which I just saw at the bottom of that. Look, Christian Watson is still a top 10 to 12 potential wide receiver. I could give two craps what anybody else thinks. That's how I feel. It's how I felt all offseason long. It's how I still feel. And let me tell you something, Tony. If you like Jordan Love now, just wait until he gets his true number one wide receiver back. Jordan Love is going to drop fantasy football goodness all over the field, even more so than he's been doing at his top 5 potential value right now. Tony, Christian Watson, take it to the bank. Appreciate you very much.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Tony coming in strong with that $20. I haven't seen Tony in a while. He comes in with a 20 spot right away. George with a 20. 10-man league, 2 flex, 0-2, T-Law, Ramondre, Gibbs, Chase, Olave, Goddard, flex, Ridley, Swift. I mean, how do you get better than that? Well, I'll tell you how. You upgrade Ramondre, maybe. Dotson, Addison. You got some potential here. Ford's a very, very easy trade right now. Love's a very easy trade in a 1 QB league. Love and freaking Ramondre for a Tony Pollard or above. Love and Addison and Ford for a potential, I don't know, you could go get Hall, you could get JT, you could get Kamara. I'm looking to see if you got one of those guys rostered. You could literally take Love and Ford, Love and Addison, Addison and Ford, and go get Kamara, JT. I see it done every single day. And I'm not saying that everybody's going to make that move, even Monty and Addison. I'm not saying everybody's going to go give JT for that, but I see it every day, all the time. And so you won't know until you try. And then if you got to add a little bit, you add a little bit, but you certainly have enough firepower to get one of those players. And as I've said all week long and even last week, you have a plan until you get punched in the face. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, said Mike Tyson. And these owners that have been holding on to JT and Kamara with a kung fu grip, and they've said, I'm not letting them go. If they're 0-2, guess what? They got punched in the face. And now they're looking for an alternate plan right now. And now they're more susceptible to trading this player they wanted to hold so badly. Even Cooper Kupp is in this situation, bro. You have the ability with the depth In a 10-man, 10-man's harder to trade than in a 12-man because everybody's kind of deeper. But you have the ability to go to the Cup owner, the JT owner, the Camara owner. Which one is 0-2? Which one's 1-1? Which one's got decimation going on at their quarterback position? You can throw love into the mix. Go do it live. AR was dropped in the waiver. Anthony Richardson was dropped in the... What kind of league is this, bro? What kind of league is this, George? Who drops Anthony Richardson? I mean, in an 8-man league, I'd still be shocked. But a 10-man league, inexcusable. I'd almost resign. I'd almost say, I'm sorry. Keep my money, divide it between the 9 of you. You guys need it. Go get some therapy. I'm out. I can't play. I can't win in something like this. I can't play in this kind of condition. Unbelievable. Thank you, George. I appreciate your super chat. But you get my, I guess, direction there. You're the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT, Gone. Appreciate you. 10-team Superflex PPR 2-0. Hurts, T-Law, Love. You got some quarterback dealing to do, bro. Go to those decimated teams. Running backs: Bijan, Pollard, Swift, Sun God, Olave, Puka. What can you even do? Hawkinson. What? Upgrade Hawkinson to Kelley? Why not try it using some of that depth you got there, pal? Maybe you upgrade I don't know. What else you do upgrade, bro? Maybe T-Law into a Mahomes. There's really not much left for you to do. You've pretty much conquered the entire league in a 10-man league as well, Gone. You've gone rogue in this league. Absolutely. Those are the moves. Kelley, Mahomes, and I probably don't stop until I get it. And I start offering that depth up, bro. All right, Avi, you got 30 seconds. Go.
I just want to say Zay Flowers and Gibbs are going to pop off this week.
Absolutely.
And who should I play at tight end, Zach Ertz or Pat Fryermuth?
The moment I say forget about Muth, right, he's going to do well. So maybe do the reverse of what I say. But I would say, I'd probably say Ertz at the current moment. He's getting a lot of targets, but like, bro, the moment you trust him, he's gonna crap the bed too. I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe Muth. What did Muth do last week? What was his stat line?
He did bad, but the Raiders are bad against tight ends. The first 2 weeks
I know, but Muth didn't. I mean, what did Muth do in week 1? Nothing as well, right? So
he got one catch.
Oh, he had the one touchdown. Yeah, he had the one touchdown. So Muth last week.
Ertz gets targets. It's close.
Yeah, Ertz. I just get a little worried that Ertz is going to get injured in the middle of the game. But maybe he got 10 targets in week 1. He got 8 targets in week 2. The reason I like Ertz right now, and I don't know that I'll feel this way. This is a week by week determination here. Is that this quarterback situation there in Arizona is makeshift, and a lot of times tight ends are the safety blanket. And it's not just a fluke for week 1. We have a track record at this point. I mean, 2 weeks is not a big pattern, but we got a nice little pattern that says that Ertz is going to be the safety blanket. And I would just roll with it until it doesn't seem to be true anymore.
All right, word.
All right, later, Robbie. Appreciate you.
Later.
Okay, this next caller is Young. You know him. You know him by the name of Young, and we call him Young. You got 30 seconds.
Smitty, how's it going, man?
Good.
The waiver claims, they go through 12 o'clock tonight. They go back through. I dropped A-Chain on Wednesday for Hunt. I'm feeling silly about it, feeling a little silly about doing that. I want to know if you think I got him to pick him back up tonight and drop Hunt. Is there no thought in your mind of Hunt like ending up doing good, popping off at any point?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I said, is there a Spider-Verse somewhere where Hunt starts 5-6 games, looks great? Sure. But A-Chain this is the way you got to look at it. A-Chain can take the job without an injury. I mean, and not to mention the injury's almost like a guarantee with Mostert and with Wilson. Wilson's already hurt right now. So even if you just like look at it from, okay, injuries needed for both of them because you think that Mostert's not letting go of the job, that's fine. Because Mostert looks good. Mostert's going to get hurt. And so A-Chain's going to start. But A-Chain still could also take the job. Whereas Ford is not. He's too elusive and quick and embedded in the offense. Knows the offense. Ford's good. He's not great, but he's a very good player that could play a little better than good if he continues to stay healthy and everything. And the Browns move the football. But is he taking the job, Kareem Hunt, from Ford? I don't think he is. So it just feels like, not to mention, Hunt's an old dog. The last thing they're doing is moving in that direction. They probably do want to move in the direction of Ford. Maybe Ford's the future. He probably isn't, but they don't know that. They want to test it out. Maybe he is. Maybe we're wrong about Ford. Maybe he's going to be even better than we think. But A-Chain is the potential future. And so his path is up in a very, very positive way, whereas Hunt's is up in a very temporary way. So to answer your question, anything can happen, bro. This is fantasy football in the NFL, and there are coaches involved that make horrible decisions every single day, like the head coach of this team that shoved his quarterback back onto the field when he was clearly concussed. Let's not pretend the decisions are always good coming from these coaching staffs, even if the offense is amazing and potent. So answer is I don't know. But I would tend to lean toward A-Chain. But you never know, bro. You never know. Ford could get hurt tomorrow, and then Hunt's a starting running back. So, like, opportunity, okay. I can't predict the opportunity. I would just say that the opportunity smells a little closer for A-Chain.
Right, man. What do you think about me being 0-2? Does that change anything how you feel with this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it shouldn't change too much, but I would say that shouldn't you be looking for the league winner, not the guy that's going to coast? I mean, Hunt's not winning a league. And A-Chain may not, but at least A-Chain has, like, all off season long, there have been an A-Chain fan club in his corner, and I'm one of them to a degree that feels like he could be amazing. In this offense, he could be amazing. I don't think any of us are sitting here going, oh, man, Hunt, can't wait. Like, he's old. No one signed him. He's lost a step. Everybody's been saying that. All front offices everywhere said, multiple confirmed from sources I trust, that he definitely felt like to these front offices and scouts that he has lost a step. He's not the same Hunt anymore. Doesn't mean he can't be okay or productive or even Ford as good as Ford. But A-Chain's explosive. All right, Young, I got to go. Appreciate you, pal. Blake, you're live.
Hey, so
go ahead, Blake.
Hey, Schmitty, do I trade Brian Robinson for A.J. Brown even though I already have Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts, or is that just too much Eagles receivers?
Okay, can I ask you a question? I'm not trying to be mean or, make you feel bad or anything like that. I'm asking honest questions, okay? I'm your therapist right now. Where do you draft Brian Robinson right now? If you're drafting today, just give me an honest guess. Like, think about, people make fun of you if you take him in the second round or something stupid like that. Like, make a real,
like 6th round.
Where do you draft A.J. Brown?
Round. 2nd round.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't think it matters too much?
Double down, Donnie. He does. Still double downing, Donnie. Double down, Blake. Blake, you just answered your own question. 2nd round, A.J. Brown. 6th round, Brian Robinson. So let me ask you one other question. If you were to maybe do this move, don't you think you should be asking for something that closes the gap? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what can close the gap, my broski? What can close the gap? Like if you're on the other side of this, I'm just hypothetically walking it out for you. Somebody that can close the gap from the 6th round to the 2nd. You're talking about a Breece Hall. You're talking about a Jahmyr Gibbs. You're talking about a Deebo Samuel before tonight when Deebo absolutely exploded.
Yeah.
So go back to the drawing board, my guy, and you either go get a Deebo or a Breece Hall or a Jahmyr Gibbs, or you're not making this trade. Or vice versa. All right, bro.
All right.
You got this, Blake. Blake, Blake, I'm only being like firm so you. It's like we always say when in the movies at least, when they would knight a knight and they make them say their oath, I will protect the realm and all that. They slap them after, bro, and they say that's so you remember your oath. That's all I'm doing here. As I'm just trying to make you feel the presence of the answer. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
go on and do good things. You got this, bro. Later.
All right,
Let's see here. Scotty Dew, you've got 30 seconds, pal. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Just want to say appreciate you. I have a question. Derrick Henry looks like he's injured, didn't participate in practice. I do have Tajay Spears on the bench in one of my leagues, but A-Chain is also out there. Do I grab A-Chain or keep Spears on my bench just in case Henry, goes down sometime in the near future? And then I also have one more question after you answer this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like asking me, and some of you are going to have smart ass answers here. But that's like asking me, like, Goodfellas or Casino. Like, what movie's better? Like, I mean, I don't know. It depends on your mood. It depends on what's going on. It depends on what you're looking for. Like A-Chain, Spears, A-Chain, they're both explosive. They both look very good. They both need the job opening to open up. I would say that Derrick Henry's injury risk maybe is similar to the opportunity being a little bit closer for A-Chain to get into the lineup. Maybe Derrick Henry's injury risk makes it actually act quietly the same amount of time frame waiting to get into the lineup for Spears. I would say in general, you're assuming that Derrick Henry isn't out for the year anytime soon, and you assume that A-Chain, who has made it to the number 2 running back spot walking into week number 3, because he will be and serve as the number 2 running back. And Mike McDaniel did say he was very impressed with the short amount of work and limited, session he got in week number 2. And so they want to get him the ball more. And the moment he has a big, huge run, Miami Mike's going to start turning to him more and more. I would say if I had to pick, even though Spears has looked really good, and I admit I was a little down on him having one ACL. One of his knees doesn't have one. Like, I just don't know how long he can last in the NFL, but what does it matter if he goes in for 4, 5, 6, 7 games and wins you a league if he's the starter? But I don't know. I mean, that offense is horrible, bro. So I'm going to say bank on the offense being better, Miami. Bank on the opportunity likely being closer to get into the starting job in A-Chain, even though Henry's a risk. If Henry doesn't go down, Spears can't be a starter. Whereas A-Chain can take the job or injury can give him the job and the offense is better. So those are the variables that go through my mind. And it doesn't always work out, bro, but that's a logical process, my man.
I appreciate you. I swapped them out right now. Just hope for the best. And then I also sent a super chat. You haven't gone to it yet, but I'm just going to say on live. I traded away 12-man league, Isaiah Pacheco in my flex, and for Breece Hall, and the man accepted it.
Okay, let me put your super chats on screen here. Hold on. I got Scotty Dew, and Scotty Dew. So traded away Pacheco for Breece Hall, got Breeced. Wow, you smoked him, bro. you smoked him. I mean, do you even feel good about that, or do you feel like, is that one of those ones where it's borderline like everyone's going to say that's why you won the league? You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you make a trade like that, you feel a little bit like, damn it, now everybody's going to be like, the only reason you won is because you, but that's part of it. Trading's part of it. If you have trading in your league and you smoke somebody and you win the league because of that, I don't ever feel bad about it, but I just wondered if it crossed your mind because you smoked them, bro. Smoked them. Offered Zach Moss and Spears to the Henry JT owner. Zach plus Spears to the Henry. For what? What are you talking about on this one, Scotty?
So, where was it? I'm trying to get, what was it? Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. I don't want to take too much time. Sorry. I'm trying to get a Kamara from this guy. Waiting for. And so I offered him Zach Moss and Spears. Maybe he'll take the trade. Maybe he won't. I'm not too sure. But he has JT also on injured reserve.
Yeah, good luck.
But he also has Derrick Henry. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck in that. But try it. Throw in something else, too. Throw in like a Nico Collins, a Tank Dell, a Ford, a freaking... I don't know. I'd throw in a lot. I'd actually throw in a lot to get that. JT Kamara can win a league. All right, Scotty, got to go. Appreciate you, man. Call in if the phone line's open again. Appreciate you, pal. Later.
Okay.
Goodbye. All right, a $10 hauler here from another Scotty. 101 Coach Smitty was offered Kelsey JSN for Ridley in Laporta. I'd probably take Kelley, JSN, but that's really close. It really is. It just, they're both getting drafted, Kelley and Ridley, right around the same territory right now. I think Kelley climbs back up into that 5, 6, 7 overall value, but right now, since he didn't pop in week 2, he just scored and looked okay. People still value him a little lower, and so they're very, very even. I don't think this is a bad move at all. But I look at this team and I say Garrett Wilson, London, Bijan, Swift. Yeah, I mean it's a good team. Bijan, Swift, Kamara, Kelley, Garrett Wilson, London. I'd maybe try and go get like an Olave using Garrett Wilson and maybe I don't even know what you could give at that point. Hunter Henry's got some value to trade, but I don't know if anybody's going to come do anything about it. London and Garrett Wilson and start Pickens and Sky. London and Garrett Wilson for one receiver like Diggs or something. Past that, I mean, this move's a good move. I'd do it. I don't know. Maybe you have to wait a week or two for London and Pickens to gain even more value to maybe potentially do something. I don't know. That's a tough one. Let me get some of these supers out of the way. Appreciate everybody dropping them. We got a $6.99 here from Tyler. Tyler says was offered Javonte and Godwin for London and Garrett Wilson. Javonte and Godwin for London and Garrett Wilson. I want London and Garrett Wilson. Okay, that's easy. Those are the better players, bro. The upside's there. So I'm not. Sometimes I don't answer to do it or not do it. I mean, you know what side to take. I do that in case you word it wrong. I do that to protect you. I want you to know what side. You don't need to hear me say, don't do it or do it. I'm telling you which side is dominating. Pick one, Hall, Ford, or Moss. This week, I'd probably say Ford's your safest, but I probably couldn't sit Hall. I can't sit Breece Hall. Not me. Not this man. Aaron, need to start 2. Pitts, Kincaid, Flowers. I'd probably go Kincaid and Flowers. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Flowers and DJ Moore. Those are the 2 players. Always amazing, Smitty. Love seeing your show. Thank you. The show loves seeing you, Aaron. But I would definitely go with the 2 wide receivers there. That's it. It's an easy call for me. I love Kincaid. His time's coming. But for right now, that's the move. Got offered Kittle. I think DJ Moore has a big game. I think Fields bounces back to a degree. I really do. Got offered Kittle and Walker for Andrews, but declined. Got offered Kittle and Walker for Andrews, but declined. Yeah, I probably would have. I mean, it's easy to say that after Kittle looked great tonight, but he's an injury-prone machine. So I always worry about that, but so's Andrews. So I would have taken Walker and Kittle. And I can honestly say I would have done that in a millisecond without that game even being played, because I would probably take Walker and Charbonnet together straight up over Andrews, and I'd probably take Walker alone over Andrews. So Trone, I'm sorry to tell you, I would have taken that before the week began. But I appreciate you, and you still got a lot of trade value in Andrews. You can still trade him. You could go get a JT and a Christian Watson. You can go get a Kamara and a Christian Watson. You can go get not a Deebo anymore. You could have got a Walker and Deebo. Deebo's been one of my favorite players to go get in a 2. You get 2 players for your 1 send away. You trade away Diggs. You trade away anybody at that level and get Deebo and a Hall. Deebo and a Gibbs. And Deebo at 129, 6 receptions and a touchdown is pretty untouchable at this moment. Deebo season, baby. What's up, Smitty? I'm back. I traded my Puka for Calvin Ridley.
Got him.
I don't care how many Puka supporters there are out there that are going to defend that. You got him big time. I'm sorry, but you did. Puka's great. He's not. Cup comes back. You can't expect 20 targets a game. He's amazing. He's going to be great. He's an amazing player to still start all year long. But Ridley's a first rounder. Roshan or Tank Flex and Ertz or Taysom Hill. Ertz is getting the volume. I think Taysom Hill is exciting, but we've seen this one game and then nothing the next game. I'd lean Ertz, but I do like Taysom Hill. I like owning him. I like monitoring the situation. Roshan or Tank. You can't trust Roshan yet. Tank Dell, you can. That's actually a pretty easy double question there, to be honest, because the logic is there whether it works out or not. It's a smart move. $10
to the moon.
$10 holler from the broski, known as Just Jay. Stole London after week 1. for Elijah Moore and Spears. That's ridiculous. Starting to like the Falcons. Oh, do I start London this week over Lockett? Pretty good matchup versus Detroit. I think this is just a crapshoot call, bro. Like, you're going to get this wrong 50% of the time. London could go out and have 2 touchdowns and 100 yards because he's that good. He's that guy. People don't realize it still yet. I don't know why. Hit that thumb up button. We got 559 in here and only 130 thumbs up. I think Lockett's pretty safe. I think London's high risk, high reward. So, Jay, I tend to say start your best guys no matter what your opponent has. But I could say that coming off of Thursday, depending on if they had guys, you had guys, whatever, what's it look like? Do you need a swing like London, or do you want steady Eddie like Lockett? What does the matchup project at this point? Does it project you to be tied? Steady Eddie Lockett might be the way to go. Are you down and you need a big swing? London might be the play. It's very, very tough to say one over the other, but I can say that the chat can help you out, and that's always a nice little secondary piece. So if the chat could vote Lockett or London, London or Lockett, please vote in the chat for this man right here. Smitty approved, got CD and Burrow, lost Kamara, Lockett, and Ford. Hurts starting. Now have Chase, Burrow stack. Hurts will be traded for Jahmyr Gibbs. Smitty approved, got CD and Burrow, lost Kamara, Lockett, Ford. I would have taken Burrow and CD over that, even with the injury. So you didn't do bad there. It's questionable, I suppose, but that's only if you don't have Hurts. Now you have CD, Kamara. You have Kamara, Lockett versus CD, and a Burrow you can't use, right? Unless it's super flex. I don't know. I don't think it is. If it is, of course you crush them, but I don't know. You have Hurts is starting. Now have Chase, Burrow stack. Hurts will be traded for Gibbs. I don't know. Burrow might not play this week, bro. So, like, I don't know that this... I don't know. I'm not sure on this one. I don't know that you lost the trade, but I certainly don't know. Like, if Burrow's healthy and you trade for Gibbs, this could work out very nicely. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, hopefully you got a backup at least that can suffice while you wait for Burrow. I don't mind it. It's not a take a lap material type of trade or anything. I'm trying to see the home run part of it, and I can't see it until Burrow is back. But, you know, all in all, assessing it, digesting it, I think it isn't a bad move. It's not a bad move. I mean, all in all, it's pretty decent. Trade Dotson for JSN. I quietly like JSN more long-term, but I think Dotson's going to have a good week, and I don't know when JSN's going to pop. So potentially early on, that will be not JSN's, advantage or the advantage in the JSN side, but I do believe by midseason, JSN's going to look like a freaking wide receiver 2 at least in fantasy. Full PPR, traded my Garrett Wilson Swift for Ridley. I think it's too much. I think Garrett Wilson's not getting enough respect. He's close to Ridley. He's not super close to him, but he's in, reaching distance. He's probably a round apart. I still think Garrett Wilson, who scored 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks of football, despite all of the doubt, everybody acting like he's not going to continue. He scored twice, and Swift is a top 10 running back right now. So I don't know that I love the trade, but I also don't hate it because Ridley's a top 10 wide receiver. So it really comes down to what happens with Garrett Wilson. If he's mediocre and he plays like a wide receiver 3 the rest of the year, then you didn't lose anything and you might have been actually okay. But if Garrett Wilson plays like a top 15 wide receiver or top 12 wide receiver, and he is playing near that level, and Swift remains top 10 to 12 at running back, that could be a trade that definitely has you decrease in points. T-Law and Love at QB. If this is a super flex, you're golden. If not, I would have used Love or T-Law instead of Garrett Wilson in that trade. You know what I'm saying? But Bijan, Walker, Brees, you got depth though. Deebo, Nakua, London. You got a really good team though. I will say your mom likes worms. I will say that you probably had the depth to pull this off. And at the end of the day, your lineup went up. So I'd say kudos to you for having the balls to give up depth to get lineup. But I still think, if I'm judging the trade player for player, you heard my answer. If I'm judging it for your team, you probably do score more points right out of the gate. So, I can't get mad at that. Richardson or Fields this week. if Richardson plays, Richardson by a country mile. But I do think Fields bounces back. But Richardson may. We'll have to see if he plays. Yo, Smitty, I have Hurts, Love, Eckler, Gibbs, Pacheco, Algier, Herbert, St. Brown, Ayuk, Nico, Watson, Laporta, Kincaid. Any ideas? Hurts, Love, Eckler. If it's one QB, same theme we've been talking about all week. Trade Love. I probably keep Hurts if I can. If you have to trade Hurts, you have to trade Hurts. But trade one of the quarterbacks. You could trade Eckler into two players. Again, Deebo would have been perfect. No longer can you get Deebo because he's currently on the moon right now. But a Deebo from last week type of player, Christian Watson comes to mind as a poor version of him, and another player like Gibbs and Christian Watson, Gibbs and a Waddle, Gibbs and a player like that for your Eckler, and you may or may not pull it off. Past that, Love and a player like Ayuk, who's injured, but someone still may buy him. All those for one player. I would trade potentially Eckler for JT or Kamara and a wide receiver like Christian Watson. Those moves are league-winning potential moves. Joe, go get her done. Appreciate you. Picked up Christian Watson, Swift, Hunt from waivers. You're playing in a grandma league, but nice flex there, Manny. That's Hunt I don't care about. But Watson, Swift in a grandma league. Congrats on doing that, though. That's phenomenal. I bet you feel good. You're sleeping like a baby tonight. 12-team full PPR. I've got Hurts, Kamara, Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Pittman, Ayuk. Any moves, you're 2-0. You're 2-0, so don't freak out too much. You're 2-0 with Kamara waiting in the wings and Hall not delivering yet. So, great job. Devontae Adams for an Olave. Devontae Adams for a St. Brown. Devontae Adams for a Ridley. You may or may not be able to do those straight up. If you got to throw in a Pittman, I throw in Pittman to get it done. Keenan Allen and Pittman for a Ridley. Keenan Allen and Pittman for a wide receiver upgrade. Keenan Allen for Gibbs. Do it live. Keenan Allen for JT and a small Dotson or something. I do that live too. Those are all good moves. Trade Kelsey for Swift plus Ridley. I would take Swift and Ridley for Kelsey. You're 0-2. Lost Dobbins. You need this move anyway. You've got to do this. You know you're 0-2 and you lost a player. You've got to do a 2-for-1 conquer and divide and conquer, and that's a great move. That's the move I would make. Pacheco and Swift, Ford, start 2. Start Swift and start Ford. Easy decision at this point until Pacheco proves himself. Not to mention he's banged up right now. Carlton and $4.99. Holler traded B-Rob and Garrett Wilson for A.J. Brown, and I have Mahomes. I like this move. What should you move A.J. Brown or Devontae Adams? Is that? Who is that? Devontae Smith. Do I move Devontae Adams or A.J. Brown or Devontae Adams? Okay, now I know what you're saying. Devontae Smith. Good Lord, I can't speak tonight. Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown, same team. That's why you want to move them. I would say... you don't need to. You know, I normally say don't have players from the same team, but you're so spread out. Like, those are not even close to your best players. You know, Mahomes and Tyreek are, and Pollard. So I say let it ride, bro. I say capitalize on that offense, and when one's doing okay, the other's doing great. When one's doing great, the other's doing okay. I don't think one craps the bed while the other does great. I'd keep it. I wouldn't touch it. I think you smashed that trade, and I think your team looks like a winning team. $10 Holler, appreciate you
to the moon
for dropping this one. Cat, appreciate you. Allen, Love, Cousins, trade one of the quarterbacks. Cousins is like number 1 or 2 or 3 overall in your scoring format, so he's pretty easy to sell right now. I love your RBs. Don't touch him. Not a 1, except for Ford. Trade Ford and Cousins for 1 receiver. Trade Pittman and Cousins for 1 receiver. Trade Pittman, Ford, and Cousins for 1 receiver. Trade Waddle and upgrade Waddle into Ridley using Cousins. Use Cousins or try to keep Love to get Waddle into Olave, to get Waddle into that slight wide receiver upgrade, or Pittman into that slight wide receiver upgrade. That's the move to make. Drop one to get Christian Watson off waivers. Absolutely. The person you drop is Shaheed. It's probably Shaheed. Drop Shaheed. You don't even need him. Do it live. That's easy peasy. Thank you, Cat. Appreciate you. This one from Hits. Hit says, got offered Kyron for Mixon, accepted. You're asking to accept it. I'm going to say that's a tough one. I mean, everyone loved Mixon. 3rd, 4th round player. He's great. Everyone's going to... I don't know. If Burrow's in trouble too, I don't know that they lean on him successfully. I think it hurts him. I'd probably rather have Kyren right now. Kyren's a top 5 running back. I'm not saying it holds, but maybe it top 10 value holds, and I don't know that Mixon's top 10. I like Kyren more. You know, at some point we just we got to accept what is. You know, we can't just keep saying, oh, draft value. Get Gibbs for Rashad White and Dotson. In a millisecond, go get Jahmyr Gibbs. Absolutely. That's the easiest question I've been asked maybe all night long. Not really. There's some really bad ones earlier. Zay Flowers or Kirk and Garrett Wilson for Waddle. Maybe Garrett Wilson and Kirk for Waddle, but even that I question, because is Waddle really better than Garrett Wilson? Are we really for sure going to lock that in? His situation's better for now. If Tua goes down, it's not. Zay Flowers, I'm not trading. So no to Zay Flowers and Garrett Wilson. But would I trade Kirk and Garrett Wilson for Waddle? Maybe. It's a close call. I would say trust your gut on that one because I'm kind of indifferent. I think it's pretty decent. I think if you had a lot of Garrett Wilson shares somewhere, then maybe do hedge your bets and go Waddle in that league. Told you earlier this week I traded CD for Deebo and Brees, Smitty. Deebo looking like a high on wide receiver 1. Fleeced him and confirmed.
To the moon.
There's a reason. The
Moon Man.
This man was on our pre-Moon Man list. Okay? There's a reason he was on our pre-Moon Man list. And there's a reason he's on our current in-season rolling Moon Man list. Deebo Samuel to the freaking moon. To the moon. Deebo season is in full effect. Nice job, Caleb. Appreciate you. Nice job capitalizing on a Moon Man accelerant is what we call them. Ken with a $20 hauler. Ken coming in strong. Ken, let's do a little $20 dance, shall we? Appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
My boy Ken, quick suggestion or opinions on the current roster. Start Mahomes, Olave, Lockett, Pollard, Mostert, Andrews, London, bench Love, AJ Dillon, Judy, Monty, Akers. I'm trading Akers away on the high. I'm trading Judy now that he's back. I'm trading Monty. I'm trading Jordan Love because you got Mahomes. I'm trading Mostert. I'm combining all that together to go get the Gibbs, the Hall. I got a list here. JT, Kamara, ETN, Pierce, Javante. I don't even know if I named one of the guys you have. Olave, Ridley. You got Olave already. Ridley. Andrews for Ridley. Love and London for Ridley. Love and London for freaking St. Brown. We've got buy-lows on the JT Kamara front, like I've said over and over and over and over. Akers and Monty. Akers, Monty, and Hunter Henry could maybe get you a JT or a Alvin Kamara. Easy. Breece Hall, Gibbs, these are the easiest things for you to get with all of those combinations. Just throw all of them at the owner. Andrews is high enough to where he can almost get you the 1-for-1s, and so you add a little bit, not a lot, on the Andrews front. But that's easy, bro. That's one of the easiest teams to add to. You got so much talent and ability to throw things at people. Comfortable starting both Flowers and Andrews. TM, it depends on the situation, but I would say in general, very loosely answering that question, yes, I'm okay with that. Who's the better stash, A-Chain or Spears? We had that question earlier, Nick, and the answer for me is A-Chain because I feel like he can grab the job without actually an injury even needing to occur, whereas Spears can't. But they're both good, and opportunity would make the other player better. If opportunity hit one player versus another. Anthony Richardson was owned by the Burrow owner, and when he was dropped to Fields, was just dropped as well. Try for JT or Kamara. I appreciate you as well. Get Fields as well. If Fields got dropped, you got to pick him up too, because if he bounces back, people will trade for him. I know right now it doesn't seem like there's a market, and there's not, but there could be just a little lull, and then he comes popping back into the fantasy space. Traded Richardson for Ford. What do I think? I think that was probably not a good trade. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm just being honest with you. Flowers. I don't know what Flowers, ORO. What's ORO? But Flowers I like a lot. What do you think? WYT. I know what that is. Okay, kids. That's what do you think? I don't know what ORO means. Oreo? What are we talking about? Oreo cookies? I like Oreos. I like chocolate milkshakes too. I like vanilla ice cream with cookie dough. I don't know. I don't really eat Oreos anymore, though. Flowers, I like Flowers a lot. Richardson, baller. Absolute baller. And I wouldn't have traded him for Ford, but that's just me. Alex, thank you very much. JL with the $5 hauler. Smitty, I have Bijan and James Cook, Madison, Akers, traded Cook for Kamara. I traded Cook for Kamara, absolutely. Oh, is he talking about offensive rookie of the year? Is that what he's trying to do? What? He said ORO. Oh, hold on. Let me go look at this. I can't pull up his super chat anymore. Alex, what's he saying? You guys got to understand, I see so many abbreviations. Oh, offensive rookie. Gotcha. Offensive. I gotcha. Okay. I don't know. This is in the middle of a bunch of player abbreviations. You know? Oatmeal, Oreos. Who the hell knows? Let's see here. I mean, you could do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's saying offensive rookie. So I think what you mean to say, let's fix it for him. You meant to put a Y there, broski. Like that. Roy. There you go. I'll fix it for you. There you go. Okay, next super chat. I'm gonna get behind on this. I'm just wasting times on these abbreviations. These messed up abbreviations. Smitty, I have Bijan, James Cook, Madison. Traded Cook for Kamara before Madison news broke. I mean, that's amazing. It's an amazing trade anyway. You know what I'm saying? Amazing trade anyway. Am I okay? No wide receiver 3. Yeah, I freaking love Kamara over James Cook. That's fine with me. Also, thoughts on Kareem Hunt? I don't think Kareem Hunt's that special. I think that if he was, he would already be on a team, and I think a lot of people don't think he's going to be all that amazing. Appreciate you. Hold or adjust Dak, Watson, Bijan, Algier, Barkley, Kamara, Pacheco, Hunt. I don't like Dak and Watson, bro. I don't know if this is a super flex, but those aren't great quarterbacks. Those are kind of cheeks quarterbacks. I'd probably go after Anthony Richardson. He's one of the buy lows right now. Let me get this. These Giant stats are garbage anyway. I don't think we even went over them. Breida, 17 yards and a touchdown. That's it. Nobody else had a single thing. Darren Waller, 3 for 20. Big deal. Trade him away. Anthony Richardson. Go get this man, Anthony Richardson, right now. And, Millie, this might be your way into a solid team here. Barkley, I'm selling. Kamara and Bijan, I don't touch. I hold that. Ridley, Devontae Smith, I like that. Pittman and Barkley for I don't know, you could trade Barkley for a Gibbs or Hall and get a Christian Watson or better in return. That's what I'm trying to do. Barkley for JT and get an additional player like Christian Watson or Garrett Wilson or DJ Moore or Brandon Ayuk, and go after JT, go after Hall, go after Gibbs, and try and get one extra player with Barkley. And if you have to throw Pittman in to get that extra Garrett Wilson or something, then it's definitely worth it to me to trade Barkley and Pittman for, let's call it, Gibbs and Garrett Wilson, Gibbs and AJ Brown, Gibbs and maybe Deebo's out of the picture now. AJ Brown might still be buyable very cheaply. Jay with a $5 hauler got Love. Should I trade Josh Allen and Brian Robinson for Breece Hall or Swift? No, you should trade Love and Brian Robinson for Breece Hall or Swift, not Josh Allen. You're 2-0 for a reason. Don't get rid of Josh Allen. Roll with it. JT, amazing. Kamara, I would take Breece Hall, Swift, or Kamara using Love, and I'd throw in Brian Robinson if I had to. Some might not, but I would. But I'm not trading Josh Allen. That's not in discussion. That's a totally different level. Smitty is a masterful GM. Listen up. You might learn something. Thank you, Kilpatrick. I appreciate you. Sometimes I don't know some of the abbreviations, but that's okay. And sometimes like he could have put Roy, and my mind would have spaced, but he didn't. He put R-O-O-R-O. It's okay. Aaron, don't feel bad either. It's just, it happens. I put Monday Night Football instead of Thursday Night Football in the title when we first started the live stream earlier. 10-man, 1 PPR, 2 flex, 2-0. T-Law, CD, Ridley, Cook, Hall, Ingram, Addison, Mike Williams, Ford, Cup, JT, IR. Trade T-Law, CD, Cook for JJ and Jacobs. Yeah, I mean, so T-Law, CD, James Cook for JJ. I would do that. And then I would flip Jacobs, though. I don't like that you got Jacobs, but he's tradable. And I would do that and then flip Jacobs. But WRM, that's a pretty solid trade. Getting JJ alone is worth it, and then just flip Jacobs. I find it hard to believe you can't use Jacobs with something, even if you had to throw something and to turn it into Gibbs or Hall or a Kamara type. I just don't see how. Need help with my running back to start Jalen Warren, Roshan Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell, because I have Breece Hall as my running back one, or should I get Kenyon Drake? No. Go with Warren. Warren's okay. Warren's going to get run. I really think Warren's going to actually be pretty valuable. And he might even get like 40% of the work. Go forward. You read my first question wrong. Godwin or London? I'm sorry. London, Tyler. London over Godwin. I think London's season has begun, and he showed signs of life last week, and I'm excited about it. I'm sorry about that, Tyler. Appreciate you. Thanks for repeating it. Pauling, 199. Do I get Chase with Swift? Do I get Chase with Swift? I would want more. Chase commands more. You're selling Swift or Chase at an all-time low, and technically you shouldn't be yet. So Swift and like a Christian Watson at the very least, bro. At the very least. Laporta or Kincaid this week. Laporta's safer. If Knox is out, I would say Kincaid. Rest of season, Kincaid, but Laporta this week if, let's say, Knox is in. But even that is very close. But I love Kincaid. I can't wait for Kincaid's season. I can't wait. In fact, Kincaid still needs to be on the Moon Man list. Dalton Kincaid. He was on the preseason Moon Man list, but he needs to be on the in-season one. Let's put Dalton on here. Let's do it live. Let's do a little celebration right now. Right here, right now. Let's go.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Dalton.
Space Monsters.
Look at this man. Dalton Kincaid, ladies and gentlemen. Dalton Kincaid. He does it live. That's how he does it. That's how he likes it. And we're going to put him right here, broskies. And we got to rename him here. Dalton Kincaid, the Kincaid Meister. Let's go.
The Moon Man.
All right, we'll fix this up a little bit. Dalton Kincaid, thank you for playing. And
Space Monsters.
Now we've got that all ready to go for next time. Dalton Kincaid to the moon. Let's go. I was offered Ridley for my Mostert. Good trade. Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. And this goes back to the question I asked that one guy. Where would you draft Mostert? Round 5, 6? Where would you draft Ridley? Round 1? Yeah. Trade Garrett Wilson, Swift for Breece Hall and Amon-Ra. This is arguable, but I'm going to go Amon-Ra and Breece Hall. Very, very, very like fun way to look at that trade. That trade is a very fun trade. That's cool, hip, Jim. That's a good trade. You guys remember American Pie? Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. Great 49ers win. Yeah, Purdy looked good. Niners look good. Niners are favorites to win the Super Bowl by some locations out there in the wild with the odds makers. Would you trade Kenneth Walker for Waddle? I would rather have Kenneth Walker personally. But if you need a wide receiver, I understand why you might do this, and it's not crazy to do it. Would I rather have St. Brown, Ridley, or Olave? Yes, but this is not a bad move at all. I don't think that's crazy. Fane with the $4 hauler. Fane, appreciate you. Fane says, Smitty's the man. No, you're the man, Fane. 12-team PPR, 1 QB. Thoughts on upgrades? Fields, Ridley, Deebo, Bijan, Gibbs. Deebo that had a day. Dallas, Pacheco, JSN, Love, Algier. Just like everybody else, bro. I'm taking that backup quarterback, masterful job you did in drafting Love and trying to potentially upgrade or take Fields. Like, put Love in the lineup. You got to put Love in the lineup anyways. I still believe in Fields, but you take Fields or Love, whichever one, and trade one away. Like, can you trade Moss or Bateman? Or you don't really have a lot that you can move, though. You almost have to stay put. I think that's Dallas Goedert, not the Dallas D, right? So yeah, you're pretty good. Like, this doesn't need much movement here. Love to a desperate quarterback needy team that might sell you Kamara, JT, a DJ Moore, an Ayuk, Garrett Wilson, probably not ETN, JT, Kamara, Hall, Gibbs, like type player. You got Gibbs already, so Hall. Past that, you're just sitting there. Maybe you're trading. Maybe you trade Moss and Love for a slightly better quarterback situation. Like, I don't think there's not much to do here. You got a really good team, and I feel like to make any significant move, you'd have to dismantle something. And I like all your players, so I'm trying to force something. I'm just gonna tell you, your team looks good, and you'd maybe just wait a little bit. And whether you're trying to acquire the JT Camaras of the world to sit on them cup using the Moss or Love situation, just go to the QB needy team, and that's your only move. What do they have 1-for-1 with Love? That's what I'd do, Fane. That's the only move for you to make. Traded Madison and Mike Williams for Kittle and Ayuk. I like that. I don't think Madison's got much value left for very long at all. I don't understand these Madison truthers. They're all Madison owners. So, like, a couple of my comments, and I'm okay with people having a different opinion. I'm not mad. But in my comments, people are like, Smitty, you're wrong about Madison. Well, welcome to the stream, Alexander Madison owner. It's very evident that you're an Alexander Madison owner, because there's only one reason you come into one of my streams and say, Smitty, you're dead wrong about Alexander Madison. He's going to be fine, when they just traded for Cam Akers. Whether I like Cam Akers or not, they just traded for Cam Akers. There's literally almost zero chance that there's not significant threat to the job of Alexander Madison. So a 10-team 2 QB, Cousins, Diggs, Ridley, Hall, Dylan, Waller, Zay, Cooper, Ford, Garrett Wilson. Traded Cousins and Godwin for T-Law and Najee. I love that trade. And then I take Najee, though, and I flip it. Najee and Godwin, Najee and Cooper. Go get that JT, Kamara, Gibbs, Hall, mainly Gibbs type situation, and then you're on your way, WRM, to the championship. The bank opens at 8. Get there, don't be late. You know what I'm saying? Get that advance going, bro. Wait on Burrow or play Love, Hall with Smith, Stafford. I start Love. I don't even look. Even if we think Burrow is going to go, you're starting Love. Love is your starter. Thank you so much, that boy, for the super chat. And was that Rock Out? That was Rock Out. Rock Out. Appreciate your super chat, bro. You're starting Love. That's why you got him. He's ready to go. He's primed and ready. $10 hauler from that boy.
To the moon.
Thank you, that boy. Thank you, Rock Out. Rock Out and I made a trade live on the air on the last show at the very end. It was great in the Marsman League. 2 QB, 3 wide receiver, 10-man, traded Deebo, Andrews, Puka for JJ London. Deebo, Andrews. I mean, that's, there's arguable points to both sides, but I take the JJ and London side. Yeah. Very good team. 0-2 right now. What do I do? I mean, you just made a great move. 2 QB, you're set at quarterback. You got amazing wide receivers. You got a pretty solid running back stable there. I would trade James Cook for the JT Kamara move. James Cook for JT Kamara. I'd try and do it straight up if you got to start throwing stuff in. You got Breece Hall as well. I just saw that. You're pretty good, but I still do that. James Cook and I try James Cook and Akers for JT or Kamara or ETN or Gibbs. You got Gibbs. You got Hall. That's great. ETN. Yeah. That's it, bro. That's it. That's the only move to make there. You're set. You're good. Aaron dropping a super chat. I don't see a message attached. Aaron, appreciate that. I'll try and look for it in a minute. See if there's any other question you might have dropped. Nady coming in with a 10 spot. Nady, appreciate you. To the moon. Nady to the moon. Nady says, Smitty, 10-man league. Lamar, Love, running back Bijan, Kyron, Kamara, Khalil Herbert, Roshan, Ridley, Pittman, Garrett Wilson, Watson. This is a good team. Hawkinson, trade, thoughts, hold. I guess same thing, bro. Same thing. You guys got Love. You did amazing. It's time to maybe capitalize on it. Kyren and Love, go upgrade. You like Kyren? No problem. How about Love and Pittman and go get a freaking undervalued A.J. Brown? That would be phenomenal. Undervalued Ridley or Olave. You've got Ridley. Olave. Do it live. Do it live. That's the move. Keep Hawkinson. Keep Watson. Keep Bijan. Keep Kamara. JT's another move. That's it, Nady. Take it to the bank. Nady doing good stuff. That's a good team. Everybody likes a team like that. J Money. Herbert, Collins, JSN, or T-Law-Zay Addison. They're pretty even, bro. This is really even. Even Steven stuff. I guess I lean the T-Law side. I like T-Law a lot, but I like him more than the average bear, bro. I probably overvalue him. Garrett Wilson and Gibbs for Ridley and JT. I would take Ridley and JT and I would run. Will JT play? I don't know. It's a gamble, bro, for sure, but it's a fun-ass gamble. That's all I'm going to tell you. Use a high waiver on Goddard if you own Andrews. Probably, take a look around, TM, and if you feel like there's going to be you can get a judge a feel. Like, I look at some of my waivers, and there's a lot of decent guys. I look at other waivers, and it is freaking bare bones. I literally scrolled down for like 2 minutes, and I couldn't find a single name of a player. So if it feels like that, just, blow it on Goddard, and you have a trade piece. Smitty, AFK for a second. Can you go back to my super chat? What's AFK? I'm getting old. What the hell is AFK? Is that some kind of rookie of the year? Is that defensive rookie of the year? What the hell is AFK? Smitty, after freaking Caleb with the K. I don't know what this is. What's AFK? I know once you tell me I might feel stupid, but I'm looking at so many abbreviations, my mind can't process it anymore. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. What in the hell's AFK? Away from keyboard? How the hell am I supposed to know that, Joey? Away from keyboard? Are you out of your minds? Are you out of your minds? Give me a break. Look, I do a lot of texting. You don't know how many people I text a day. I don't see AFK ever. I don't ever see that. You know how many of you mofos I message on the daily? I never see AFK. I never see that. Okay, Smitty, I'm away from the keyboard for a second. Can I go back to my super? Oh, Joey. Unbelievable. AOL days. Is that old? That's got to be old, though. Back to your super chat. This is the only message you have. Smitty, away from the keyboard for a second. Go back to my super chat. I'm looking. Oh, maybe there's another one. I'm sorry. Okay, here it is. AFK, my bad. I was away from my clipboard with a K. Richardson or Fields this week. What about it? Trade JSN. Trade Dotson for JSN. Dotson for now, JSN for later. So like if I'm picking later, I'm saying JSN. As far as Richardson, Fields, you've got to go Richardson if he's playing. You got to go Richardson. AFK. Okay, we're gonna AFK on out of here. AFK out. AFK out. Because you asked about Carlton. No Carlton what? I don't know what you're talking about now. Bro, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing here with AFK. AFK out. I am G M O T N S C. I'm going to move on to the next super chat. AFK. That has to have been like old back in the day. BRB. I haven't seen, like, nobody uses BRB anymore either, do they? Hold or assist 12-team league 1-1. Allen, Gibbs, Walker, St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Kincaid, Puka, Bench, London, JSN, A-Chain. Love, you're in the same boat as everybody else. Love is your key, your ticket out. I'm not saying trade him for garbage, but I definitely feel like it is fantastic opportunity right now. to go ahead. Some of you guys with your AFK. It's gamer talk. Okay. Well, I play Fortnite, bro. I don't see it. Allen Gibbs Walker, St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Kincaid, Puka. This is a very good team. So Love and Puka for a big name player, bro. We're talking top of the line, Ridley, St. Brown, okay, type of player. Garrett Wilson and London for that. Love and Garrett Wilson for freaking Diggs type player. Just go over and over and over. Just go through the waves of offers. Try and upgrade. And I don't know if you can hold on to St. Brown and Garrett. Oh, you got St. Brown. Hold on to St. Brown and Garrett Wilson potentially. And maybe you're upgrading Puka into JT or freaking Kamara. You know? And then you got London. Or London and A-Chain. Or London and Love to JT Kamara. Those moves win leagues. I'm telling you right now. Anthony, appreciate your super chat. And I know I'm telling you guys a lot of JT Kamara comments and suggestions, but I'm doing it for a reason, not just to repeat it. I have Mahomes, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams. Look at the abbreviations Dilly's doing. Evans, Brees. I'm getting them, though. Mostert, Waller, Kelley, Kamara on the bench. Was thinking about trading Mahomes for another wide receiver or running back one and grab Love, Stroud off waivers. If I was you, I'd rather grab Love off waivers and try and trade Love. He's on waivers, so clearly people don't care about him, I guess, but it depends what you get, bro. If you could get a Tyreek Hill or a Diggs for Mahomes, I would maybe do it. Would I settle for a Ridley or an Olave? Maybe not, because Mahomes gives you so much power to win. You're literally in a position to win every single week. I don't care how mediocre he was to some degree in weeks 1 and 2. He literally can carry you. So I'd rather pick up Love and then package and even let Love do one more week of damage, and then maybe he's got value to people that would have waiver wired him and left him out there. So you don't have to make this trade now, but pick him up now and then potentially move Love and Devontae Adams for a top wide receiver. Mostert and Love for a Gibbs. Mostert and Love for a Ridley or Olave. Those are all things that I would do, my broski. Very, very, very good team. Nice job. Appreciate you. Aaron, I'm gonna still try and find this message. I don't know if you dropped another one later or something like that, but I don't see anything. Thank you very much. I have Mahomes. I got that one. This is Boone. Boone says, got offered Puka and Algier for my Metcalf. That's pretty even. I mean, Puka's about at Metcalf's level, so pick your poison there. I don't know that I have too much of an opinion on Puka versus Dak. I guess I go, I'm sorry, DK. Puka versus DK. I guess I go DK long term, but Puka now. But when Kupp comes back, I don't think he vanishes, but I don't think he's the exact same player. This one's from Dad Bod's Warriors. There's no message attached to that one either. Oh, but then he followed it up with another super chat right on screen. There he is. $5 hauler. 12-man PPR was offered Walker, Addison for my ETN. I would take Walker and Addison for ETN, but then I even consider flipping Addison with, like, I don't know. I guess like Addison and Swift for a slightly better RB, like Pollard, or Addison and Love to try and get maybe a Jalen Hurts. Addison and Garrett Wilson to maybe go get a Diggs or higher. Pickens also offer Diggs for Garrett Wilson ETN. I think that's too much to give up. I like Diggs a lot, but I think ETN and Wilson's, I mean, it's pretty good, but the reason I probably wouldn't do it is because your team would be very, very thin. And maybe you're getting a solid player, obviously, right? But at what cost? Can you win with that solid player? $20 hauler from my boy Chris.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Chris, appreciate you, broski. Chris coming in strong with the super chat. Chris says, I'm starting too many Bills players. Cousins, Bijan, James Cook, Diggs, Olave, Goddard, defense, Bass, being the third Bill on my team. Should I play the Chargers kicker from the waiver wire, although Bass is ranked higher? I don't think that's that crazy, bro. Bills are going to score a lot. I think you're overthinking it, but you know, is it first of all, thank you for the $20 hauler, but is it crazy to draft 3-4 Bill players? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't try to do that, but I'm not gonna cut the better kicker just because you want to mix it up. I mean, they can still score a lot of points. Sometimes this works out. But like the team, bro, I'm trying to trade Cousins, even though he's been playing very well. Cousins, I don't know what other players you have on the bench, but I would love to buy low on a Jalen Hurts. Hell, you might as well go after Josh Allen at this point. Bills players. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. But Hurts would be on my mind right now if I'm you. You know, with that team, I think it would be amazing to add Hurts to it. Hurts is a little bit too. He's too much of a buy low right now to not take advantage of it. Not that he's dirt cheap, but he's cheap.
To the moon.
I think people are worried about whether that offense, and for good reason, will be the same because it's been very spotty. $10 hauler, 10-team PPR, 0-2. Allen, McCaffrey, B. Hall, Roshan, Ford, Pacheco, St. Brown, Metcalf, Flowers. Really good squad there. Trade or be patient. I would say, you know, Josh Allen, McCaffrey, B. Hall, that's very, very good, bro. Ford is nice to trade now. Ford and Metcalf for one slightly better player. Think St. Brown, think Ridley, think Olave, Ford, and potentially you also have Watson coming in strong. So like Ford and Dotson and Flowers for like, you know, go cheaply after, let's say, you could have went after Deebo, but no longer an AJ Brown. Like, could Ford, Flowers, and Dotson get you AJ Brown? I'd give up a lot of that depth. Could that get you a JT or Kamara? That would be fantastic for that squad. Raul coming in with the strong $5 hauler. Start Fields or Stroud. I'm going Fields. Need 2 running backs, Hall, Javante, or Ford. I'm going Ford and Hall. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex, St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Puka. Those are my guys. Straight across. Not that you don't have good other options, and not that they can't outscore. They can. Smitty, you're the man. No, you're the man, Efren. Dynasty, 0.5. My starting 2 QBs, Cousins and Lawrence. Trade my first for Ridley or Addison. Honestly, I like Addison a lot, but I still think Ridley's got enough time left that I would want Ridley. I think he's got at least 2 or 3 elite years left. Christian Kirk and Madison for Gibbs. I would give up that in a millisecond for Gibbs, bro. I'd give up twice that amount, and then I'd make him take a lap and definitely let us know when you complete that. Drop Pitts for Kincaid or Ingram. I'd take Ingram, then Kincaid. If we're talking redraft, if it's Dynasty, you got to go Kincaid. I love both of them. Vegas misses you. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you very much, bro. You're the man. Ingram, if it's redraft. But I want both of them. I might pick up both. Trade Tank, Dell, and JSN for Christian Watson. I would trade both of them for Christian Watson. I love both of them. I love all 3 of those guys, but that's a good move. Week 3, Hall, Ford, Pickens, Watson, Warren, 2 flex running back. I'm going Hall, I'm going Ford, and for now I'm going Pickens, but certainly Watson and Ford and Pickens are going to be a tough call later, Hammer. I wish I could give you like a for sure on that, but we just kind of got to wait. But I think for now, that's the way I look at it. You know, until Christian Watson proves that he's ready to go and be not limited, you know. Dynasty PPR league mate is down bad, wants picks. Send him an offer, giving up Akers and a second for AJ Brown and a third. Don't even ask for the third. Like, I would give up a second and a third with Akers for AJ Brown. You know, shower him with a bunch of garbage so he doesn't like ask for advice and then turn it down because you were getting greedy and asking for a third rounder. But absolutely smash it. Miles with a $5 12-team half PPR. Richardson, Gibbs, Swift, Hill, Ridley, Kincaid, Flex, Puka, Flux, Miles Sanders. I'm trading Miles Sanders and Love. I'm trading potentially, that's it. Miles Sanders and Love to the QB needy team. And just getting a little bit of an upgrade from Sanders, whether it's a wide receiver because it's your flex anyway, or a running back. And that's the easiest trade you can make. Throw in Mims for free if you need to. That's easy peasy, bro. That stuff is like, there's got to be at least 2 teams struggling at quarterback where they would take on that just for a little bit of an upgrade somewhere. James Cook and Jordan Addison, Josh Jacobs, Chris Godwin, and Swift. Full PPR 2. With 2 you're starting. James Cook and let's say, I guess Jacobs and Swift. But I would trade. I would make a trade. James Cook, Addison, and Josh Jacobs, Godwin. I'd keep Swift. I would trade 2 of those guys to go get that Swift, that Kamara, that potential AJ Brown, that Olave, that Ridley, that I said JT, Kamara, Hall, Gibbs, all of those, that gauntlet of players that keep slewing out of my mouth, just like I did Deebo over and over and over. That will absolutely, I have zero confidence in Jacobs as well. Get rid of Jacobs while you can. Juan with a $2 hauler. Who would you trade Higgins wide receiver? Who would you trade Higgins wide receiver 1 and forward 4? Higgins wide receiver 1. I don't know what that means. He's not the wide receiver 1, but Higgins and forward for Olave, Ridley, St. Brown. Higgins and forward for JT, Kamara, Gibbs, even an injured Aaron Jones, even an injured Eckler. Thank you, Juan. Appreciate you. Gravy with a 20 spot on screen. And this one right here from Chris, 20 spot on screen. Appreciate you both you gentlemen. And let me get rid of these real quick just so I can clear it all up. Should I trade Wilson for DK Metcalf straight up? I would take Garrett Wilson. I go back and forth. I think I've wavered on that one tonight. DK may be safer, but I think I like Garrett Wilson a tiny bit more. I have Fields, trade Dell and or Kincaid for AR5. I would say, yeah, trade Dell or Kincaid, and probably both if it's a redraft. Or honestly, it's maybe even if it's dynasty as well. That's a really, really tough one because AR5 is amazing. ASU has a new class, psychology on Taylor Swift. Do they really? Thank you, Rock Out, for the super chat. And that Kincaid one's tough, but AR5 is a phenomenal player, bro. $20 hauler. I'm benching Fields this week. I have Puka, Nico, Hollywood, Madison. I have Fields. I'm benching Fields this week. I have Puka, Nico, Collins, Hollywood, Madison. Chris, I don't know what else this is referring to, but if it's to another super chat, you got to understand I have no idea what we're talking about at this point. But I would say that I don't mind you benching Fields, especially if you got Love. I think that was what maybe it was. And Puka, Nico, Collins, if I'm ranking these guys, Puka is hard to sit, but I'm starting Puka over every one of these guys. Honestly, you could trade a lot of them together to go get those players I keep spewing out of my mouth. And JT, AJ Brown, etc., etc. Actually, let me go, since this is a $20 hauler, Chris, let me search the ends of the earth for your last message, because you deserve it, pal. Chris's first super chat. Here it is. Chris, I found it. Chris, there's another $20 hauler. Here I am being critical of Chris dropping $40 on my live stream. Shame on me. Shame on me for not doing the extra effort to go look for his first super chat. I'm still too many Bills players. Okay, this one, I remember this one. You got to understand everything goes through my head, bro, and I just drop it after. Should I play the Chargers? Okay, so you've got Fields, Cousins. Okay, Fields, Cousins. So you're starting Cousins. I would trade Cousins, personally, to get up into a hurt still. I think that would be a phenomenal move. And I don't know what you necessarily give up. You could always trade a James Cook. You've got Bijan. I don't know who your other... Okay, so you don't have another RB. Puka. Puka's nice. Puka and Cousins can't get you a... Maybe you could get you a Hurts. Puka... I mean, Cousins is balling, bro. Puka and Cousins. Maybe Puka and Cook gets you that JT. You know what I'm saying? That would be good. Throw in Nico if you got to. Madison to get rid of him. Madison, get rid of him. Chris, I'm sorry, bro. I should have went looking and combing through the ends of the earth for your other question. That's on me. That's on me. I'm taking my lap again. And on that note, I'm giving you your $20 hauler right now.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Chris M4 is my guy. Let's put his super chat on screen one more time and celebrate the man that is Chris M4.
To the moon.
My guy, Chris. I'm ashamed of myself right now. Chris, appreciate you. Chris is the man. Gravy with a $20 hauler. Gravy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat.
Chris M. Chris M to the moon again.
Let's go. Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
There, Chris. Hope I made Chris feel a little bit better. This super chat is for all of us here. Greatest community. I haven't even read this yet. I just thought Gravy was asking a question. The greatest community in fantasy. God bless and good luck, fellas. Smitty, bring us to the moon.
To the moon.
That's what I'm talking about, Gravy.
Let's go. Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
Jeez, you guys are unbelievable. Gravy to the absolute straight moon. Moonshot Gravy. $5 hauler. I don't know if I'm doing any more phone calls tonight, guys. I'm pretty tired. I might just call it a night, go Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? I might go AFK, Netflix, and chill. LOL to the BRB. 12-man PPR. Joe Burrow, love. Go love. Bijan, Gibbs, B. Hall. Nice trio. JT Waite in the wings. Perfect. Ridley, D-Hop, Wilson. I'm going Ridley and Wilson. And then any moves you should make here or Chaser JJ. I mean, you could definitely in a 1 QB league, you send Love packing with Monty. Love, Monty, D-Hop. What can you get? Jamar Chase on the cheap? I think you might be able to. JJ, you might have to give up like Wilson, Hopkins, and Monty. And I'd do it. I would do either one of those. Absolutely. But would I even stop there? No. I'd go get Diggs maybe for Hopkins and Monty. I'd use Love and Hopkins. Love, and I'd try and keep Garrett Wilson doing this for a Diggs or Ridley even. Or you got Ridley. St. Brown. You got JT already. I love it. That team's phenomenal. And then Aaron. I don't know if Aaron B. Here, I lost Nick Chubb and traded Chase for Kittle, Jacobs, and Christian Watson. I traded Chase for Kittle, Jacobs, and Christian Watson. I don't know that I hate it. I definitely don't love it. But I would trade Jacobs. I don't like Jacobs at all. I would trade Jacobs. I would try and go get... I mean, I don't know if you can weather through one more week of Kamara. No Kamara. Gibbs, Hall. Gibbs and Hall. Trade Jacobs for Hall and a Christian Watson type. You already got Christian Watson, but you know what I'm saying. A player that is you're loving. DJ Moore, Ayuk, Flowers, Jacobs for AJ Brown and freaking Breece Hall, and then you give up somebody else like Ford, you know, to make it a 2-for-2. Those are all potential moves, my broski. Potential moves. And that is it, folks. We are out of here for tonight. I'm sorry to leave. I'm exhausted. I probably have to work out too tonight and before I go to bed. What is it? It's 10 o'clock. 10-team PPR, 1 running back league. Trade Maya Lave and Breece for Ridley and Christian Watson. Maya Lave and Breece for Ridley and Christian Watson. I'm not trading Olave and Breece. Bijan is my running back 1. I'm not doing that. If I'm trading Olave and Breece, I need to get... Like Olave and Ridley are kind of a wash. Let's throw them out. Breece and Christian Watson, I guess you could call that a wash eventually, but right now, Watson hasn't played. I know Breece Hall technically hasn't played either, but at least he had a blow-up week 1. I'm going to say no on that one. I'm going to say that's not good enough for me. I want more. I'm not doing it. $10 hauler.
To the moon.
$10 hauler. Rate me, Smitty, Tua, Pollard, Gibbs, CD, Waddle, London, Hunter Henry, Bench, Fields, Judy, Javonte Williams, Kincaid, Charbonnet. Rate my team. Tua, okay, this is good. Pollard and Gibbs is phenomenal. CD, Lamb, Waddle, that's solid. London, solid. I mean, if you can trade Fields, I would try it. If you can't, I would almost with this team. I'm not saying this team can't win. It's right there. but I think it deserves the cojones to put Fields in the lineup, trade Tua, and go get that A.J. Brown. Go get that JT, go get that Kamara, and then you got that extra player, and you put your balls on the line with Fields. You go and pick up a Russell Wilson or a Brock Purdy, a Stafford, and just back up your quarterback spot a little bit. But I'd be looking to do that. That's just what I would do with this team. That's just the way I would roll. But it's definitely good, and kind of, take a survey of the teams and see if you can win it without doing that, though. If you think you can, then maybe don't make a move at all. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Appreciate you. I'm live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. or 7 at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and live whenever news breaks. I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow, Friday. Let's roll. Don't forget Underdog Fantasy. Maybe we'll draft during the day tomorrow. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. I would do a draft right now, but I'm exhausted, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to be no good to anybody if I don't rest. So appreciate you. Hit that like button on the way out the door. I will see you all tomorrow, Friday. Thank you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever news breaks. If anybody drops a super chat on the way out, please ask me the question in the comments because I will miss it because I'm hitting the end button. Appreciate you all. Let's go. Oh, G Money. Hold on. G Money coming in. Look, I can't pass on this one right here. G Money dropping a 50 watt on screen.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
G Money says, hey Smitty, we appreciate you, bro. 12-team league, half PPR, 0-2. Love Olave, Watson, Bijan, Gibbs, Kincaid, benches, Garrett Wilson, Pacheco, DSN, Roshan upgrades. Again, like with the other person, I'm sorry, the mic's not even right there. The other person before, would I bank on Fields and trade Love away to just get that extra something? Maybe. But your team's pretty good. You almost don't need to do that. You almost just use Garrett Wilson. Use Garrett Wilson, Olave, Watson. I mean, maybe. I think you could use one extra piece. If it's me, bro, your flex. If it's me, maybe you don't need to use the quarterback. Maybe you could trade Fields to the QB needy team and say, screw it, I'm keeping Love. But you could go Fields and Watson, Fields and Garrett Wilson, or throw Garrett Wilson and do Watson, whichever one, and just go get that home run hitter, bro. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about one of the Moon Men.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
JT, Kamara, Gibbs are usually my favorite for a team like this. You already got Gibbs, so you can't get Gibbs, but JT, Kamara, you give up a Fields and I'd almost try not to give up Garrett Wilson, though. I would say, you give up Fields and... I mean, if Love gets you JT or Kamara, I do it and I bank on Fields. G-Money. You know what I mean? I think that's an opportunity here. But I of course, I don't know what the Love owner... the owner that needs it. G-Money, I can wait real quick. Can you look at the teams that don't have quarterbacks? Tell me what their teams are real quick. Tell me what their teams are, and we'll try and work this out real quick. I'm going to put this right here, G-Money, and we're going to attack it. Dark Knight got offered ETN for my D-Hop and Kamara. Got offered ETN for my D-Hop and Kamara. It's arguable, but I'd rather have Kamara and D-Hop, I think, and then I'd trade D-Hop, but... you know what? If you have the depth for it, I'd rather have ETN. I'm going to change my mind. If you have the depth for it, I'd rather have ETN. If you don't have the depth for it, then Kamara and Hopkins are probably better. Addison for AR5. I'd rather have AR5. But, I mean, I understand it if you're desperate. Thank you, Dark Knight. Appreciate you. What's G Money saying? G Money, one has Burrow Stafford. Okay. He might not be super interested, but maybe he is. Yeah, G Money. I mean, I don't know. You have to tell me who these QB needy teams need, or who they have. If they've got freaking AJ Brown, they've got Deebo, they've got Olave already. Ridley. I mean, you could give like Fields and Watson for Ridley. You could give Fields and Watson for Diggs. You could give potentially Garrett Wilson and Fields for Diggs. JT owner has Herbert at QB. Okay, that's not gonna work. G Money, maybe we take this to the text line, but I definitely feel like. What about upgrading Love? I mean, if Garrett Wilson's on your bench, bro, could you offer Garrett Wilson and Love for Hurts? That might be what I do. Thank you, G Money. Appreciate you. Dark Knight, ETN for Kamara straight up. I would take ETN over Kamara straight up because we know what we're getting. That's a pretty easy call. Pros. I did answer yours, bro. I'm almost positive. Dynasty PPR League made us down bad. I read this one, pros. Were you AFK when I read this one? Dynasty PPR made us down bad. Wants picks sent offer giving. See, you said no offense, bro, but you said please answer my super chat. It was my first one since I started watching. I tackled this though. It's okay. I don't mind repeating it, but I did hit it. Sent offer giving up Akers and a second for AJ Brown and a third. And remember what I don't know if you were here. You must have AFK'd. But I said if you're giving up too much and getting greedy by asking for the third rounder, because if you make this complicated, he's going to go get advice and somebody's going to tell him no. So take this third rounder out, and I'd even give him a second and a third and Akers for AJ Brown. You know, if I have to. But you know what I'm saying, bro? I 100% think you're getting too greedy by asking for the third. You might drive him off. If this is on the table, take it. And don't apologize, pros. I appreciate you watching and becoming a freaking member of this community. Pros. I'm just letting you know I did do it, but I just if this is on the table, take it. But if you send it to him, I think you put it together to the point where you're trying to balance the scale when you're getting the best player in the deal. You got to give him something or it doesn't look attractive. You got to make it look perceived like the scale is not heavily in your favor. And by you coming in and saying, Akers for AJ Brown, I'll give you a second, but I want your third, that's greedy. You're going to make him run away. And maybe even if you take away the third, he's in no thinking mode, bro. Psychology. He's already saying no. Okay, what if I do this? No. I'm used to saying no. You're trying to take advantage of me. I'm tired of talking about it. Whereas if you just would have come to him and said, AJ Brown for these two pieces. 2-for-1s are so valuable, and they make people do moves they shouldn't do. 2-for-1s are very deceptive. They're strategic. You got to do 2-for-1s, broski. I'll see you all tomorrow. If anybody drops a super chat after I hit this button, please put your question in the comments because I'm out of here and I will answer it in the comments, though. Appreciate you. See you all tomorrow. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Deuces.